Hey everyone, I'm with you 100%. Let me make this crystal clear. And this isn't just about Shedeur Sanders specifically, but I've seen it firsthand. NFL franchises will deliberately tarnish a player's reputation during the pre-draft process. Why? To give themselves a safety net, a built-in excuse in case that athlete turns out to be a gem, especially at quarterback, the most prized position in today's league. Now, if the reports about how Shedeur allegedly conducted himself in pre-draft meetings are accurate, then they fly in the face of everything we've witnessed from him throughout his collegiate journey, from Jackson State to Colorado. Shedeur Sanders just flipped the NFL on its head, and he hasn't even inked his rookie contract. While other prospects chase signing bonuses and endorsement deals, Shedeur pulled off a strategic power play so cold-blooded that front office execs are checking their pulses. This isn't just football anymore. This is financial warfare in cleats. Think Shark Tank, but with a cannon arm and prime DNA. Forget the old-school draft manual. Shedeur shredded it and wrote his own, built from legacy, leverage, and laser-like vision. Let's unpack the madness. When you ask about Shedeur's ceiling this year, what his future holds, a lot of it hinges on who starts the season. Will it be a veteran like Kenny Pickett or Joe Flacco? Some insiders think Dillon Gabriel might get the first reps unless something shifts dramatically during the preseason. But here's the real question. How many games do you need to watch Shedeur play before you realize his upside is sky high? This man didn't just enter the league, he stormed it like a tech disruptor with a pitch deck called Prime Equity. He didn't negotiate. He executed a hostile boardroom takeover. While other fifth-rounders were hugging family members and praying to make the roster, Shedeur came in with a blueprint. He monetized, weaponized, and revolutionized the rookie deal. This wasn't a contract. It was a merger between confidence, intellect, and generational clout. Welcome to the Shedeur Sanders business model. And here's the part the media won't admit. All of us who broke down the film had him graded between round 1 and 3. There was a disconnect in the pre-draft narrative. Some of that might stem from agent communication gaps. Maybe he didn't get feedback early enough to correct course. But the bottom line is this. There's no way to justify the talent to draft position gap unless something deliberate happened behind the scenes. And make no mistake, this isn't just football. This is equity, media dominance, brand warfare. Cleveland thought they drafted a quarterback. What they actually signed was a multinational enterprise with a bazooka for a throwing arm. Let's rewind. Sanders goes 144th overall. On paper, it's a standard rookie contract. 4 years, $4.6 million. No noise, no fireworks. Just another day 3 pick stepping into the Browns' eternal quarterback carousel. But beneath that ink, a masterstroke buried in legal jargon that's about to shake the entire NFL infrastructure. Of course, being Deion Sanders' son invites a different level of scrutiny. And no, I'm not accusing anyone of lying. But are we really supposed to believe that Shedeur, a man who has conducted himself with nothing but professionalism, was suddenly immature during the most critical job interview of his life? Hard to buy. This wasn't a draft steal. This was a corporate heist. And Shedeur walked out with the briefcase. Enter Prime Equity. Not a buzzword. Not a branding gimmick. A real clause. A quiet bomb tucked into the fine print. While rookies were still posting "I made it" photos, Shedeur slipped in a media rights provision bold enough to make YouTube stars jealous. This wasn't a deal. This was a declaration of dominance. And the league? Scrambling to catch up. Let me make something plain. I've got a PhD in quarterback evaluation. I've played with a lot of them. And I'm telling you right now, Shedeur is the best quarterback in that room. Period. Better than Dillon Gabriel. Better than Kenny Pickett. Better than the aging Joe Flacco, who might give you 3 or 4 games but can't deliver 17. And Deshaun Watson, he's still rehabbing. Off the radar. For now. But here's the plot twist. While other rookies are struggling to memorize playbooks, Shedeur's team is negotiating content control, back-end splits, and streaming rights. This guy isn't just lacing up for Sundays, he's packaging his film for monetization. He's not just playing the game, he's licensing it. And the Browns? They either missed that detail or laughed it off thinking he'd never activate it. Rookie mistake. Literally. By the time NFL front offices realize what blindsided them, Shedeur Sanders will already be uploading the behind-the-scenes vlog. Cleats sponsored. Post-game soundbites monetized. His every move part of a real-time HD docuseries. Meanwhile, folks are asking, Dillon Gabriel? Tyler Show? Who? Exactly. How did Shedeur go behind them? I'll tell you. Collusion in broad daylight. 4 rounds, 4 passes. That doesn't happen to quarterbacks. It doesn't accidentally happen to generational talents. We've never seen anything like this before. The watches, the confidence, the supposed arrogance. And yet, he still balls out. This brother can flat out play. Now, front offices are scrambling, panic hiring TikTok consultants, just to keep up with the noise. Welcome to the Shedeur economy, where rookie contracts come with production budgets, where 5th rounders walk in with creative control and distribution rights. The Browns thought they were drafting a quarterback. What they actually did was accidentally license a brand. He doesn't just play football. He produces it, owns it, and syndicates it. Every camera angle, every sideline moment, every raw locker room speech, Shedeur controls it all. No NFL filters, no corporate gatekeepers, no hands in the pot, full rights, full monetization, full autonomy. And if his digital empire cracks 10 million views midseason, he's pulling $2 million just from being magnetic. That's more than some quarterbacks earn getting slammed into turf every Sunday. But this isn't just about viral content. He built in a 20% royalty clause for everything that carries his name, number, or brand mark. We're not just talking jerseys. We're talking hoodies, tumblers, toy figurines, limited edition bobbleheads. Even a bumper sticker earns him a cut. The NFL is a merchandising machine. But now Shedeur hacked the vending system to pay him first. He's basically a one-man licensing empire in cleats. Still not done. $250 million in rookie jersey sales. Which means his slice? $14 million in personal profit. And his rookie deal? Just $4.6 million. He's already out-earned most second and third round picks before taking a regular season snap. That's a message to every person who's ever been counted out. Keep grinding. Stay grounded. Watch what God does. Shedeur stayed quiet, worked hard, drove the speed limit, hopefully, and handled business. And now, he's making NFL history before Week 1. But the true chess move that melted executives' brains? The equity match clause. If the Browns roll out any kind of media project, an HBO doc, a branded podcast, or a digital series, Shedeur gets first rights to invest. He's not just the star, he's a potential shareholder. That's Silicon Valley logic smashing through the NFL's traditional model. While most rookies are trading NIL rights for a hoodie and a team photo, Shedeur is negotiating like a startup founder with a vision. He's not chasing endorsements, he's building an empire. His rookie contract? More venture portfolio than job offer. He saw the NFL for what it is: commerce, content, culture, and he inserted himself at the center of it all. Everyone else is playing Madden. Shedeur, he's playing Monopoly, and he's got hotels on every square. Land on him? You pay the licensing fee. By the time execs learn how to pronounce his name, his direct deposits are already rolling. His view count is spiking. And his contract? Now a case study in sports business law. This isn't a deal, it's a blueprint. Shedeur didn't just enter the league. He infiltrated it and reprogrammed it. I'm telling you now, this kid's gonna rise. And by midseason, he'll be QB1. Among the top QB prospects I've watched, he's the sharpest pre-to-post snap mind I've seen in years. Teams try disguises, rotations, traps. He sees through them all. You can't rattle him. Now imagine being a Browns executive, still trying to remember whether your backup QB can even throw a slant. Good luck, Bob. You didn't draft a quarterback, you just onboarded a media mogul. This didn't happen overnight. Shedeur was already stacking NIL money in college that would make some NFL starters blush. Endorsements, Twitch revenue, viral merch, all flowing before he ever wore a pro jersey. He wasn't just posting, he was monetizing. Every comment, every swipe, every click, straight to profit. Gabriel's going to fold. Pickett will get exposed. Flacco's going to remind everyone it's 2025, not 2015. And Shedeur? He's going to shine. The coach will see it. The GM will see it. The locker room already sees it. Even the opposing sideline will start whispering, "Who is that?" This isn't just hype. This isn't just a moment. This might be the beginning of a regime change in Cleveland. Dorian suddenly begins slinging warm-up passes with suspicious intensity. What was a calm, routine session turns competitive, then chaotic. DEFCON 1 in under 10 minutes. And the locker room? Oh, they feel it. You can't conceal momentum. When a rookie walks in and starts outperforming millionaires, the silence gets loud. Some veterans welcome the pressure. Iron sharpens iron. Others? They get tense. Because this isn't just a hot day in camp. This is the birth of a shift. Sanders isn't flashing brilliance once. He's stacking it. Over and over again. The footwork, crisp. The reads, lightning quick. The throws, not aggressive, violent. Like each ball offended him and now has to be punished. Suddenly, these aren't just developmental reps anymore. Shedeur's presence is altering the tempo, raising the standard, and hijacking what was supposed to be a sleepy off-season into a full-blown quarterback melodrama. Shakespeare in cleats. Now zoom out. The Browns can't survive another quarterback implosion. This isn't 2014. The fan base is fatigued. The front office is walking on a tightrope. Wins are mandatory. Hope doesn't cut it anymore. And while your $230 million enigma buffers like a 2009 YouTube clip, a fifth-round rookie is lighting up practice reps like a seasoned assassin. Kevin Stefanski can try to play it safe. He can pretend Shedeur doesn't belong in the conversation. But greatness has a gravitational pull. And right now, Sanders is rising. And just for context, this kid has been slinging to third stringers, completing all but 12 of his 53 attempts and tossing 9 touchdowns. Dillon Gabriel, 8 touchdowns on 83 attempts. The math ain't lying. This is the modern NFL. Quarterbacks don't simmer anymore. They detonate. They step in, seize control, and rewrite the script. Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, CJ Stroud. Even Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, became Mr. Untouchable. Shedeur isn't politely asking for permission. He's moving like the locker already bears his nameplate. And now, Cleveland is trapped. They can't bench Watson in July. That's a PR atomic bomb. But they also can't ignore what's unfolding in Berea without appearing delusional or ego-blind. Every pristine rep from Sanders plants a seed of doubt. Every misstep from Watson waters it. And soon enough, you've got a full-blown quarterback controversy growing in real time. Let's entertain the outcomes. Scenario 1. Sanders stays quiet, keeps studying, waits his turn. Adorable. Nostalgic. Totally 2006. Scenario 2. He keeps dominating. Fans start noticing. The media catches wind. Watson stumbles to start the season, and suddenly, every throw he makes carries a Sanders-shaped shadow. The crowd grows restless. Talk shows ignite. One standout preseason performance from Sanders and the city flips. Let's not forget, Cleveland isn't a city of patience. It's a city of fire, passion, desperation. And if Sanders continues this upward trajectory, don't be shocked if another team comes knocking with a 5th-round offer before Week 1 even kicks off. Earlier this week, Dillon Gabriel ran with the starters and went 11 for 11. So don't fall for the surface-level narratives. Don't get distracted by meaningless depth chart noise or draft round assumptions. Watch the decisions. Follow the money. Listen carefully to the tone coming out of the building, because when the inevitable quarterback injury hits, and in Cleveland it will, the question won't be, will Shedeur get a shot? It'll be, is the NFL ready when he does? And before we go further, hit that subscribe button, like the video, and sound off in the comments. Your support fuels these deep dives. Thank you. Now let's talk about Deshaun Watson because, let's be honest, the front office already sees how that chapter ends. Whether it's the injury history, the inconsistency, or the constant off-field chaos that's surrounded him since arriving in Cleveland, it's clear this storyline is closing before it ever truly got off the ground. That's the truth few are brave enough to say out loud. So what do you do when your quarterback room is full of question marks, maybes, and ticking clocks? You stop slapping on band-aids and start laying bricks. You pivot from desperation to development. And that's exactly what I believe the Browns are finally doing, building a true quarterback pipeline from the ground up. At the core of it, Shedeur Sanders and Dillon Gabriel. Shedeur Sanders is igniting the practice field on a daily basis. Yet somehow, there's still no curiosity about what he could unleash with the first-team offense. That defies all logic. And to make it even more baffling, teammates are going on podcasts and talking to reporters, flat out saying, "This guy is the real deal." When your peers, veteran professionals, are vouching for you, how is it the coaching staff remains blind to the obvious? It always starts in the locker room. Whispers, glances. Did you see that throw? Did you see him command that huddle? Eventually, it builds into undeniable momentum. That's how players earn their shot. And right now, Sanders isn't just earning it, he's demanding it. The Cleveland Browns are spiraling into full-blown panic after Shedeur Sanders casually stepped into first-team reps and made the rest of the quarterback room look like extras in a high school drama class. Coaches are visibly tense. Fans are melting down. And according to whispers inside the building, a clipboard may or may not have been launched across the room in sheer disbelief. Is Shedeur rewriting the depth chart like he's starring in Grand Theft Gridiron? Strap in. This storyline is juicier than a scripted season of Hard Knocks Cleveland chaos. A recent report revealed that Sanders has, in fact, taken 11 on 11 reps, just not during the media access portions. On Wednesday, he got his turn in front of the cameras. Why does this matter? Because there's been a prevailing narrative that he's not being given a fair shake. And when you start to connect the dots, that narrative holds weight. So what happened? Sanders strolls into Browns practice, takes a few innocent-looking snaps with the starters, and suddenly, the entire quarterback room looks like they've been hit with a subpoena. One moment of brilliance, and the vibe shifts. Coaches whisper. Interns exchange side eyes. Even the janitor paused mid-sweep like, wait, is this kid about to take over? And here's the kicker. This happens every year. One or two teams rise from the ashes. No one gives them a shot. And then they catch fire. Why can't that be Cleveland? They want to run the football, play elite defense, limit turnovers, and capitalize when the moment strikes. That's the formula. But let's be honest, this quarterback room wasn't overflowing with elite options. Watson's still chasing the ghost of what he once was, while burning through cash like he's funding a SpaceX launch. Each Sunday feels like an episode of Will the Real Franchise QB Please Stand Up? Spoiler, he doesn't. Dorian Thompson-Robinson? Electrifying potential, but still rawer than sashimi. Meanwhile, the team snuck in a fifth-round quarterback pick, claiming it wasn't planned, but hey, best player available, right? Enter Shedeur Sanders. Not a legacy kid riding daddy's fame. Not a TikTok quarterback. A baller who threw for over 3,200 yards behind an offensive line made of wet cardboard and false hope. He had defenders in his lap before the snap, and still delivered dimes like he had Amazon Prime in his veins. The criticism? Laughable. Overhyped? Flashy? Privileged? The tape says otherwise. This kid's calm in chaos. He's deliberate, sharp, unbothered by grown men trying to decapitate him in the pocket. He's not just surviving. He's dissecting defenses with surgeon-like precision. So the Browns took the flyer. Low risk, enormous upside. Give him a few reps. Just a taste. But then, the offense shifts. Tempo spikes. Receivers are catching in stride. The defense, dazed, confused, possibly Googling who is this kid from the sidelines. And suddenly, it's a problem. This wasn't supposed to happen. Coaches begin saying things like, "We're evaluating all options." Translation? "We didn't expect this, and now we're rethinking everything." Deshaun's sulking on the sideline. Dorian's throwing picks like it's clearance week. The QB room feels like it's under siege. And then there's the noise. Critics latch onto off-field nonsense. Merchandise lines. Interviews. social media. They say he's already calling himself legendary. But here's the truth. Shedeur doesn't need to call himself that. His play is screaming it for him. And if this continues into scrimmages against the Eagles and Panthers, it's over. Thank you guys. See you next video.